Hi there. So today I'm trying to recreate this template from carrd.co. They have a lot of web templates for a one-page website, but I particularly like this one, so I thought it'd be cool to try to recreate this in Webflow. So over here we're creating a new empty blank project. Let's give it a name. Alright, the first thing I'm gonna do is add the background up here with the gradient. So let's just add a section. So the background actually expand all the way to the entire screen. So to do this, we're gonna change the height to 100 viewport height. That would expand the section to the entire real estate of the screen. So regardless whether it's mobile devices or tablet, it'll span all the way. And just to illustrate this, I'm going to change the background color to red. So yeah, in this case we're doing, it's not red, but let's just leave this transparent for now. We're going to add a background gradient in this case. So we're going to use the linear gradient and change the direction to, say, 48. Let's try 45. Alright, this looks about right. And we're going to change the color. So this is the starting color and the ending color. So the start color, we're going to use this color called 3B3B7A. That's the blue over here, blue. And then we're going to use, and on the other end, we're going to use a pink with the hex code 91617E. Alright. So the gradient will start from blue and transitions to purple and all the way to pink. So, alright. Next thing we're going to do is to create the white background container over here. Let's just go ahead and add a div block. And for now, we're just going to give it a white background and change the size to 100 pixel. Oops, it's actually changing the background of this section. Let's just label this background and the white. This is called inner container. So we're going to change the inner container and add the width pixel. I'm changing the background again. So let's do it one more time. Inner background. Let's do width 500 pixel. Width and 450 pixel height. Alright, there we have the square. Now the next thing we're going to do is to reposition this to the center And to do this, we're gonna go ahead and use we're gonna go to background, and we are gonna use the flexbox layout. So for those of you who do not know, flexbox is a CSS layout model where you can influence the child elements. So if I apply the flexbox on the background, I can influence the position of the child, which in this case is the inner container. So just to show you what I mean, let's just go to background. I'm selecting the flex layout, and what I can do is to align this to the center and center horizontally. So this row would influence the vertical alignment, so top, middle, and bottom, and this will influence the horizontal alignment, so left, center, right. So top, middle, bottom, left, middle, right. So in this case, we're going to stick to middle. And in this case, the container actually has a rounded corner, so we're going to change that. With the border radius over here, just do 10 pixels. Let's just go to inner background and do 10 pixels. Right, so we're also going to add a slight shadow around this container. So to under effects, box shadow, add the shadow. Just going to add a shadow in this direction, and we're gonna have a blur. Right, this is add a little bit more, and the size for that is let's do 8. All right. And we're gonna also change the color to a lighter gray. So in this case, black is actually too harsh. We're gonna use the 282828. Okay, and we're gonna change the opacity to 40%. All right. Next, we're gonna add the image. Let's go ahead and add our images or wherever that's in the content section. So let's go ahead and add an image, and we're also going to add the heading and a text. So let's just give it a name and a text. So let's just call it Alright, so to center these elements, let's go ahead and apply the flex layout on the parent container here with the flexbox layout, and we're gonna change the direction of the elements vertically. So each of the element will be ordered in this direction, then we can do the align and center. Okay, that looks pretty good. So the next thing we're gonna do is, so I realized the container here has a little bit of gradient in this corner over here. So we're gonna try to recreate that as well. So let's go to the inner container, and we're gonna go to background image. So let's just remove the background temporarily, and instead we're gonna add a gradient, and we're gonna add linear gradient again, and change the direction to, say, let's try maybe do 35. Okay, yeah, I think 35 is okay. Okay. Again, we're going to change the color from gray. In this case, we're not going to use the color gray. We're going to use a lighter color of white instead, a darker color of white instead. So in this case, would be 30. 30. Okay. Then we're not gonna, since it's just a slight, gradient, so maybe just try to tone it down even more. Say 20. And we're gonna reduce the gradient source. Okay, still a little bit too dark. Let's do 5%. Okay, let's just try that once. Linear gradient. Let me try. This 5%. It's kind of the same. Okay, let's try to. Okay. Let's do. Alright, leave it at that. Okay, next thing we could try to change is the image. So let's get our images here. So I already have my image downloaded, but you can get it from Unsplash. They have a lot of great image resources here that you can use for free. And let's change the size to, let's see, some maybe bigger. All right. Then we're gonna make this round as well. So let's see, borders. Let's get a pixel. I'm doing a 100 pixel because it's easier for me to remember, but I don't think you have to do 100 pixel because I think maybe around 50, 60. Yeah, 60 is the pixel you can put on the radius and it'll be a circular image. But I'm just using 100 because it's easier for me to remember. Right, and the next thing we're gonna do is add the divider over here. So usually in HTML, what we need to do is to add a HR tag, and this will be a divider in HTML. But in Webflow, we can't really do that. So what we will do instead is we will add a div block right here, and let's just do 100% width. Give it a height of 1 pixel, and we're gonna give it a color so that the divider can be seen. So let's just do this color. It's gray, but it's pretty harsh. So what we'll do instead is to have a, let's just rename this for now. And so what we're going to do is lower the opacity of this divider to, say, 15%. All right. Okay, let's add some spacing as well between the divider and the text above. All right. And the divider doesn't go actually all the way to the edges, so let's add some padding to the container, to the inner container. So add a padding. In order to change the padding on both sides at the same time, just hold Option and drag left and right. So looks okay. All right. Then we're gonna add the icons now. So let's add another container block, and we'll call this the icons container. And since each icon is a link, we also add the link block here, and within each link we will have the icon, which is an image basically. Okay, let's just add our icons. So you can easily get free icon over here, flaticon.com, And you can search for random names like Facebook, or in this case we're using Twitter, so I was just using this one. And you can change the color easily over here, but you need to create a free account and log in to do that. But since I've already done it, and this is the end result, so I'm just gonna change the size of this icon to 10 pixel, 15, 20. All right, 20 looks good. And we're gonna add a circular background behind the icon. So let's just do it on the link block. Let's give this an icon container icon. Let's just do icon. And let's do icon image. Okay, so let's give icon a background. We'll do gray again, right? Oh, but we don't want it to be so dark, so let's just turn down the opacity to, let's say, 5. Okay, and let's add some spacing for the icon. So the icon, we'll give it a padding, and all right, let's just try to make it round for now. Okay. Let's make sure we select the icon, say 100 pixel. Okay. And this is actually not round, so I'm gonna adjust the height of the padding. So okay, let me just check this. Nope, it's not quite there. Let's see. Okay, that looks better. This is the preview button, by the way. You can preview the site as it was live and toggle back to go into editing mode. Okay, so for each of these icons, it also changes color when you hover over them. So let's add that effect. To do this, we're going over to the icon, and we'll add a hover class. So when hover is selected, any changes you make here will be applied to this element when you hover over it. So over here, we're just going to change the background color to, say, 15%. So we're basically just changing to a darker gray, like so. So we can see the non-hover and the hovered state. Okay, and let's check that again in preview. Check that in preview. Yeah, it works. Okay. Let's also add some spacing between the icons. So just do a margin. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. All right. Then we can duplicate this for the other icons. So make sure you're selecting the icon, not the icon image. So when you change it, it's easier. Just to add a GitHub, change the icon image to phone, and we're changing this last to the email. All right. So we're also going to be adding space in between this icon. So to do that, we're going back to Flex Layout. So go ahead in this icons container and go to Layout, change it to Flex, and what we're going to use is the space around. So by doing this, you're adding space in between the containers, in between the icons, sorry. So it's not applying any changes yet. And that's because the icons container is, the size, the width of the icons container is as wide as these allow. So to do that, we actually need to expand the icons container. So let's add a little bit more width to that, to size, and we're gonna give a width of, let's say, 60% of the parent container. So this is 60% of this the parent container, which is the inner container. So that looks all right. Let's go back preview. All right. So I guess the last thing to change is the font of this text here. And to do that, we are going to go to the project settings. The font we're going to use for this template is a Google font. So let's just go to font, and we're going to be using Source Sans Pro, and we're going to use the light. We're going to use the lightweight font over here. So let's add the font, and let's get back to our designer or the editor and just change the typography. So the font, let's change it to Source Sans Pro. The same with this too. And we're going to use the extra light version. Okay, now the color for this is the gray. We're going to be using gray for this. So it's not the background, it's the color of the font here. So and we're going to change that opacity to 60%. And I'm going to change this to 40%. Slightly more. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, looks pretty good. Perhaps I might even change I might even adjust the gradient numbers a little bit more. So, where am I? Background color, linear gradient, and so we're going to be using lighter white here. Okay, that looks about right. Okay. Let's see this in mobile devices. Okay. It doesn't look so right in mobile. So let's just try and fix that. I think it has to do with the icon's container size. To see 100%. Okay, looks better. All right, I think that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I guess that's about done. I'm pretty happy with this result. And leave a comment or feedback if you have any. All right, thanks.